no, it isn't easy getting up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 42 of Nickelo's World Podcast. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time checking me out, thank you so much, and I hope you come back. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me. Today is October the 12th, 2014, and it is 1640, or also known as 4:40 in the afternoon. So grab your favorite beverage of choice and a snack or food or whatever it is, yummy, and let's get started. I will let you guys know that this is probably going to be out of the order I go in, and it's obviously going to be longer since it's been almost a month since I recorded. Alright, we're going to jump into periphery, or what I've been doing. So if you don't care to know what I've been doing, that you only want to be here for the knitting and crocheting, just fast forward me. If you want to know, let's dive in. Alright, you guys see my cool mug? I got a new mug. It is Dunkin' Donuts' answer to the Starbucks state mugs. Dunkin' Donuts has state mugs, and I bought one last week. Here's what it looks like. Oh, let's start. Oh, that wasn't good. That wasn't even better. Alright, now that we have our technical drink issues out of the way, I think that's what I'm going to call this episode, Technical Drink Issues. Alright, wonder how many YouTube hits that will get. Anyways, it starts off back here. It's Dunkin' Donuts. You go around, you see the horse and buggy, the castle. Check out if you notice the castle. And then the Benjamin Franklin thing. So yeah. Dan, Kay, if you're watching, what do you guys think of how they did that little castle thing? I thought that was cute. Anyways, this is Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts' answer to Starbucks. I want to collect all the state mugs like this. I don't know if they have them available on the website. I haven't checked. I should. And the inside of it is orange, as the Dunkin' Donuts theme goes. If you're curious how much I paid for my mug, since I bought it, I will tell you it was like $5.99 or $6.50, about $6 or $7. I didn't think that was too bad, considering you're paying for the name of the state plus the name of the company. Not too bad. What I'm sipping is Dunkin' Donuts spiced coffee. I know, for something in the afternoon I'm sipping it. It's cold. I'm cold and I didn't feel for tea. And it was my last K-cup, so I'm drinking it. Alright. Next, in periphery, you guys remember I told you guys last podcast, or if you didn't see me before, that our dog Gretchen was very sick. She had thyroid cancer and congestive heart failure. She was an 11-year-old boxer, and in human years, that would have made her 82. I noticed over the past couple weeks, this is also another reason I didn't podcast, I noticed that her health was it was declining. Like, the treatments for her thyroid cancer, the medicine that she was getting was helping. But I noticed that the breathing and the heart issues were getting worse, and she was getting weaker. Her appetite was declining. I mean, she still had pep. She still wanted to go. She wanted to be with us. Sleeping was like she couldn't sleep right. I was up. My Nana was up with her all night long. We were up off and on all night with her. I'd get up, I'd check on her. She just got horrible. It was just, I felt so bad for her. And the mass on her neck was shrinking. And then I'd say within a week it just went and got bigger again. And I know she was just getting worse and worse and worse. So last week, was it? Or the week before? It just got really bad, and she just got weaker. And I felt so bad for her. She couldn't get comfortable no matter how we tried, no matter what we did for her. And if you follow me on Facebook, I didn't put it on Instagram, but I did put it on Facebook about Gretchen that on September the 29th, she did pass away. She passed away here at home. She actually passed away in my dad's arms. The night before, I felt so bad. She was so uncomfortable. She couldn't lay. She couldn't stand. The breathing was just horrible. And I'm like, okay, my dad's like, I'm going to call the vet in the morning, maybe they can get medicine. And then he carried her upstairs to his room, kept her in his room with her, put the air conditioner on. And I woke up and I heard her and my door was shut. I was like, I was thinking the worst. That our other dog, 3, was with us. I come out and I seen her and I knew right there. I'm like, she's going to go. I'm like, this is the end. So I knew it. I let 3 say goodbye to her because 3 is her son. I let him say goodbye. He knew. He was terribly, terribly upset. My dad said I called the vet. He couldn't take her in till 9 o'clock. And he went to go put her in. I said, you can use my car. He's like, no, I'll take her in my truck. And I knew that was sentimental because when he bought her, he brought her home in his truck. So picked her up, carried her in his arms, and as he was carrying her in his arms, she passed away. And it's been hard. I accepted the fact that the dog was sick, and I accepted the fact that her heart gave out. She had congestive heart failure, and that's what she was going into on the night of the 28th. I knew her heart was giving out. And that's what happened on the 29th. Her body couldn't take it, and the congestive heart failure was too much. I helped my dad. I went out to the truck to see her. I hugged her. I told her I loved her. I petted her one last time. And my dad took her to the vet. We had her cremated, and we had her ashes brought home. He actually brought them home last week. And I see when my mom was cremated, we picked out a beautiful urn for her, but I didn't know how they did it with dogs. I never paid attention when I went to the vet's office. And she came back in a nice little wooden box and inlaid with little flowers on it. And it was nice, and it came with the sympathy card in addition to our vet sending us a sympathy card. So that was one reason why I haven't been podcasting, is because I wanted to spend it. If you're not a pet person, I'm sorry if you don't understand it. But if you're a pet person, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to spend as much time with her as I could because I knew she didn't have long. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little. And then 3, that's the other reason I haven't is the day it happened, he was extremely upset. But this last week or so, he's been kind of adjusting. I am worried about him because he doesn't like to be the only dog. He's never been the only dog. So it's trying to get him adjusted to it. I don't know about we didn't talk about getting another dog, so I don't know. Maybe, he's coming around to being a bit more playful, but he doesn't like being alone, so we're going to see what happens. Next, the other reason, as you guys know, if you don't, my grandma retired after 20 years, and yeah, it's a rough transition. I have decided, being that there's nobody else that it's just me, I thought about it, and I decided since I'm off on Fridays from my job, that Fridays are going to be the designated day that I start podcasting. Instead of trying to do it on a Thursday, because it's hectic. I work on a Thursday. And my grandma's like, I'll try to podcast. What are you doing? Why are you talking to your computer? She doesn't understand that I record to you guys on my computer. Like, I'm here babbling to myself right now. And she's like, what are you doing? And she's so used to working because she's been working all her life. So it's like, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. And it's like, I'm secretly trying to get her to start crocheting again, to get her into a hobby, to give her something to do. So, fingers crossed on that. And I am trying to get my podcast to be back regular again. Instead of Thursdays now, it's going to be Fridays. Possibly, depending on how it goes, maybe I'm recording in the day now, but I may be moving my recording schedule to nighttime. Recording on a Friday night when it's quiet. I prefer the day, so, maybe if I get a chance Friday morning. So, we'll see, but it's definitely going to be on Friday. Maybe he's going to treat and get me on a Thursday, so we'll see. The other thing is, with the change of weather getting cooler, my tennis elbow and my carpal tunnel have been acting up. Like, these 4 hands go numb, or these 3 hands go tingling numb. So I've been dealing with that. So if you guys know anything that would help, I've been taking Advil, and I don't like taking too much of that stuff. So if you guys know something that would help relieve the inflammation of it, which is basically what's causing the pain, is the inflammation. I've been wearing a splint for my tennis elbow and a splint for my wrist, which has been helping, but it's the inflammation. It's not so much my elbow now as it is in here, because I can take my hand and the tingling goes away, so I know it's the carpal tunnel. So if anybody has any suggestions for muscle rub, hang on. As far as a muscle rub I've been using, it's by Biofreeze. It's called Performance. I've been rubbing that on. So that's what's been going on. Nothing exciting, as I said. My life's not exciting at the moment. I guess that's a good thing. As you can see, though, in the background, I got little new figurines over in this vicinity over here. I bought those at a yard sale. They are neat. I will show you guys in another podcast just for the sake of time. I am trying to come up with different segments for the podcast, so if you have ideas, let me know. I'm thinking of opening a thread called Ask Nickelo, Ask Nikki. Ask Nikki 18229, or just call it Ask Nicole, where you guys, the viewers, can ask me questions and I'll answer them. Alright, moving on to podcast stuff. Getting in the meat and potato, guys. So if you fast forward at me, here we are. Show notes. Oh, my chicken scratch. Alright, administrative stuff. I want to thank everybody for letting me know in my last podcast that on the iTunes feed it was not working right. They had to watch me on YouTube. And the reason why is I normally edit my videos on a thing called Handbrake before I upload them to Podcast Garden. And just for the sake of time to get a podcast out, I did not do that. So that's probably why, because it was taking so long for the video to download for you guys. As you know, back on September 23rd was the first day of fall, and our summer object along, or our small object along, wrapped up. And I want to say, you guys are amazing. You guys, in case if you're watching, if you don't know, we have a Raverly group, and we also have a blog. But in the Rav thread for the summer object along, you guys posted some amazing objects. I loved them. Great job. And I love looking at them, and I love commenting. I love the chatter we had going on in there. I did open up back in early October an October finished object thread. And for those of you that have recently gifted me patterns, thank you very much. I am not going to say who gifted me patterns because I was not told permission. And I keep that private, so you know who you know who you are, so thank you. I do want your guys' input. I want to do another cow. I think it's fun. And any ideas for cows would be great. I know Talia and Marlisha have a toy-along going on. And I know, people have Tealtober, and I think, is it Nanny Suimo's coming up where you knit a sweater in a month? So, an idea for a cow would be great. I think I'd run it because the holiday seasons are coming up. And no, I'm just going to say holiday seasons because not everybody celebrates the holidays. But we got them coming up, and, I kind of want to run it from now till, run it from, starting whatever in October till December 31st. That way it gives you guys time to put your holiday things in there. So ideas would be great. I think I'm going to, let me put it on my, where's my pen? I'm going to open a thread on Rav for ideas for a cow. Start thread. All right. Next. I want to know you guys and any male knitters that watch me or any male crocheters that watch me, please jump in on this one. Should I start my segment back up again on men in knitting? Were you interested in that? If you were, let me know. I'd even be willing to maybe we probably have to do it on Skype because I don't know any male knitters that live near me. If you're a male knitter watching this and you live near me, I'd even be willing to have guest stars. Listen to me, guest stars. I'd even be willing to have guests on with me. And also, I don't know, some of you may not be aware of it, but we do have a blog. It's called the Nickellow's World. It's called Nickellow's World blog. It's Nickellow's World podcast.blogspot.com. And I am so happy to announce we have a Facebook page, you guys. I just opened a Facebook page. So you guys go join it. It's Nickellow's World Podcast. Search for it on Facebook and come on and join us. If you're on YouTube but you're not on Rav and you'd like to participate with us, go over there and join it. Go join it. All right. Finished objects. I bet you guys are wondering what I worked on. Some of you might remember I was working on a test project. Well, I finished it. I was testing a pattern for Talia from Penhook Needles podcast, and I finished it. I can show it now because the pattern's out. Let me get it here. And this took up most of my time. I've been having a hard time not showing you guys pieces of this, but I want you guys to meet Selena Cat. I don't know why. I always feel like I get their heads crooked. Like, it's not crooked, or I feel like I get their eyes crooked. And I think it's when I stuff them. I know I look like I'm abusing this poor cat, and I'm not. This is Selena. I got to get better pictures of her, but this is what she looks like. I did her ears They look white, but they're pink. Instead, I altered it. It's a paper pattern, so I can't say much, but I did something different with the ears, the face. I did crochet a nose and a mouth. That's what her front paws look like. And this is what her back, the things. And I'm sure you guys can tell where I did a design element on. But she came out great. I'd like to knit her maybe a little pink color or a little girly one for around here because she looks naked. She hangs out in my room unless my Gram's gonna claim her, but I held her off for the podcast. So yeah, Barry got a little friend. Maybe she'll stay there. I don't know. Maybe not. She'll probably fall. But that's her. Say hi. So that's that. I think she is just gorgeous. I absolutely loved crocheting this. It was so much fun. I'm there crocheting along, and they're like, how is this going to work? No, this is not going to fit together. I did something wrong. How's that going in that? How's that going to go on there? But luckily, I know the wonderful designer, Talia, and I crocheted Barry before, so I knew I had nothing to worry about with her pattern. It was just me freaking out. And I never actually crocheted a toy in this capacity before. I usually did smaller toys. Her and Barry are the first two bigger toys that I have done. And I had so much fun. It has really improved my crochet skills. Like, I was always afraid of, you see the green and then you see the black. Like, I was afraid of how to do that. And when I did Barry, I was like, oh, this is easy. So when I did Selena, it was a piece of cake. Yeah, so I immersely, again, Talia, I just loved crocheting her. I thought she was so much fun. It was great. I would definitely crochet another one of these. If you are going to crochet one, don't freak out about how it goes. It all works out. Trust the pattern, you guys. Trust it. And if you're not sure, contact the designer. Designers will be more than happy to help you because they want you to make the pattern just as much as you want to make it. So yeah, I loved her. I am so excited. I do have to keep her out of 3s of each because 3, just like Barry, he thinks they're his toys. Yeah, that's not a good idea because I'm afraid he'd rough with them because he takes them and he goes, shakes them all about. And I'm afraid he'd get the fiber filler, the stuffing out of them. And I don't want him choking on the stuffing. So it looks like I'm going to have to crochet him some toys. And if you're wondering that she looks different, she is 2 different color or 3 different color grays. Because that's what I had in my stash. And that's okay because anybody that has pets knows that an animal is not one consistent color. Their hair color is usually different or they have stripes. But I love Selena. I recommend this is a must crochet pattern. Go buy her. Go today. Buy her. I said so. She'll make a great Christmas gift. Or if you know somebody that collects cats or has cats and they just love stuffed cat things, perfect pattern. Even makes a great thing to donate to charity or something to be raffled off too. So go buy the pattern. She say, buy me, make me. All right, that is that. So where can I set her? I'll set her down here. And the next thing I did, I watched the Turbo Knitter podcast with Ken. And Ken, I caught up on all your podcasts, and thank you so much again for I am very late in this, but thank you for the birthday wishes from back in August. If you guys don't watch the Turbo Knitter, you should. He is wonderful. I love Ken. He's a sweetheart. He really is. If I could reach through my computer screen and give him a big hug, I would. Very charitable. Ken's a great guy. A+. He is one of the many podcasters that I would love to meet in person someday. All right, but anyhow, he has this thing at Hat Drive where he knits hats. I think maybe crochet, but I know knits, and he donates them to charity. And I've been trying to fill boxes with hats to send him. I have had hats where I had a box full, but then I had a friend that I found out, a friend of hers or somebody had cancer, so when I sent her box out with baby things, I sent some hats out to her because her friend was having chemo, and I said, if she can't wear these hats, tell her to please donate it to the treatment center that she's going to. Maybe somebody there can wear them. So that was my, I know Ken wouldn't have got mad about that. He would have been like, go ahead. So that's why he didn't get that box. So I am still working on filling your box, Ken. You guys remember, if you don't, I crocheted a barley hat, but I made a baby barley hat. It's on my project page, and it's on my our Facebook group page. If it's not, it will be. It's a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. Well, Ken inspired, I thought of Ken after I finished crocheting Selena. I'm like, I had extra green left. I'm like, what am I going to do with this cake? It's not enough to really make anything. I'm not going to get a full adult hat, and I have some other green left. I'm like, not enough to do anything with. I'm like, a hat, Nicole. Who cares if it's two different color greens? Somebody will want to wear it. Somebody will be very grateful for the hat. So I crocheted up an adult barley hat. Here's what it looks like. This is the green of Selena's eyes right here. And then this is a darker green. I ran out almost towards the end. I did not play yarn chicken with it. I knew I would not have enough. And so I automatically matched the greens up. And I think it came out great. This is an adult medium. I love this pattern. I'll try it on. I don't care if my hair gets messed up. It is loose. I will say that it is big because it's big on me. I did not do gauge. I did not worry about gauge because it is a hat. It's on the slouchier side, which is okay. I mean, it covers your ears. That's the main thing, and it covers your head, and it keeps you warm. I actually like this hat big on me. I'm normally not a person that likes their hats tight, but I'm not also a person that likes their hats big. But I kind of like the way this fits. It's nice. Like, I can keep this here, or the pattern ripple part, or I can put it this way. But I like having it in the front because I'm different. I'm different. So that's what it looks like. Both yarns are Red Heart, and I believe they're both Super Saver. Now, this is how much of the top green. This is how much I have left. I could have went longer, but I didn't want to play yarn chicken with it because it would have been slouchier, and yarn chicken isn't fun. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside and use it in what they call like a magic cake, where it's different color yarns tied together by, is it a fisherman's knot or a magic knot, something that they call it, and make a fab funky blanket or a fab funky whatever. That, or I'll put it aside to keep for tying stuff up when I work in the garden. But most likely not. Sometimes I do use my extra balls for tying stuff up outside because it's Red Heart acrylic, and I don't feel bad because Once I'm done with it, if the birds take it to make a nest, hey, fine. Or I can reuse it. But what I decided is, I'm going to put this in a jar. And I'm going to collect these little skeins. And then when I have enough of, the same consistency of the yarns, like Red Heart, this is like a medium, which they call it a 4. Once I have enough, I'll make a fab, funky yarn cake. This hat here, I am not keeping it. It is going in my basket to Kenneth. And in case you're wondering, I did try it on, but all my hats will be washed before they go to Ken. And I know this will keep somebody warm. I have decided that every time I finish a project, if I have enough of it left, like the worsted yarn or whatever, I'm going to try and make a hat. Or put it aside toward if I don't have enough for a hat like a magic cake, I'll make a fab funky hat because somebody will like it. I know this is going to keep somebody warm and make somebody happy. I did, before I say the next line, I try to keep, I don't bring religion and politics into my podcast because it has no place. I keep it separate. I may mention like church. I may say I went to church, or I said, but I don't preach. I don't bring politics in because that's not what this podcast is about. But I did ask my church about hats. Do they take donations for hats for people in need or homeless people? No. I'm like, well, you really should start. There's a lot of people in our county and in our town that are A, homeless and need something for warmth for winter, or B, they're, would you say, parvished? I can't say that word right. Or they're low income and they can't afford to buy, and a donation would help them. But I kind of got a little brush off on that, which kind of upset me. So, Ken, this hat's going to you. I know it's going to go to a great place. And in case you guys are wondering, shame on me, I did make my 2 cents known to them about that. I spoke up. Alright, those are all my finished hats. Works in progress. I have, it's still in hibernation, my afternoon tea shawl. I don't have it here with me. I have it put up. It has not got no love. I plan on getting it back out and working on it. The only other thing, and I didn't work on it, but I will show you guys, I am doing The Hitchhiker by Martina Beam. Do I have a picture to show you guys? I'm trying to get a picture without the... Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can... Sorry for the crinkle, creakle, crackle. But The Hitchhiker by Martina Beam. It was gifted to me as a birthday present. And again, thank you to the person that gifted it to me. I do love it. I put it on hold to work on Selena. And also to give my hand a break. But I will show you guys what it looks like. It's still in the same place it was when you saw it like a month ago. But here's what it looks like so far. I am knitting it out of using Red Heart, Heart and Soul in the Green Envy colorway. And no, I don't know why they called it Green Envy, because this does not look like Green Envy. This colorway would not strike me as Green Envy. They're being knit on... Oh, that's loose. I gotta tighten it. My US 4 3.5 millimeter Knit Picks interchangeable needles. It's loose. I don't know why they keep coming loose. That's the only thing that steers me away from interchangeables is with my Knit Picks. I'm always tightening them up. I don't know why. Does anybody else have trouble with interchangeable needles doing that? Or is it just me? But I do like these. I mean, I do like, don't get me wrong, I like interchangeables, but that's one drawback to them I don't like so far. But that's that. As I said again, I don't know why they call it Green Envy. It does not remind me of Green Envy. Here is what it actually looks like knit up. So, I don't know why they call it Green Envy. If you can, let me know, because I have not a clue. I think I won't call it Green Envy. I call it Garden Ivy. I don't know. Garden Ivy Accessory. I don't know. Garden Ivy. Excuse me. Garden Ivy Accessory. I don't know. But that's that. Sorry, I needed a drink. The next thing, I was in a... You guys know I haven't had socks on my needles in a while. The last time I physically had a pair of socks on my needles was back in August, and they were the vanilla latte socks. So I haven't had socks on the needle since August. And I usually like to keep a pair on the needle to work on, like traveling or whatnot. I like socks. I don't know why, but I do. So I will say that a couple people got me back into, I'm looking for the pattern while I'm talking to you guys, got me back into making socks. I will say that Talia got me back into it, watching her make her socks. And Kay and Dan from the Bakery Bears. And Josh from Dairyland Knits, too. Oh, by the way, if you guys have not checked out the Bakery Bears podcast, what are you waiting for? Go check them out. I so love Kay and Dan. They are great. And Josh Auriculate82 from Dairyland Knits podcast. If you haven't checked him out, what are you waiting for? Go ahead. And of course, if you haven't checked out Penhook Needles, what are you waiting for? Check them out. I love Marlisa and Talia. But anyways, they helped me get my oomph back to get a pair of socks on the needle from wanting to physically doing. I am doing a pattern by the handsome Ron Strong. And if you guys haven't checked out Ron, he is a fabulous knit and crochet designer. I just love Ron. I've knitted patterns by him, and I have crocheted patterns by him, and they're fabulous. And I bought this last year. It was a holiday sock club of his, and the first pattern out was Halloween socks, and they were called Boot-tacular. Boottacular. And they are just cute. I want to show you a picture of them without giving away the pattern, because it is paid for. You can buy the Holiday Sock Club, and I'll tell you guys how much it is, because as I said, I paid for the pattern, so I will tell you guys how much it was. Alright. Holiday Sock Club. It is published in 2013, almost to 2003. Maybe it is on there. You can buy 3 patterns for, I believe it is $10. As I said, I bought this last year, so I'm just going by what I'm looking at, and it would be like, hang on, published in the Holiday Sock Club. I believe you can still buy it. I may be telling a fib, but go check it out, because I believe you can. Anyhow, go look it up on Rav, and I believe you can still buy the pattern, the ebook. I'm not 100% certain, but if you can, it's like $10. Here is a picture of the socks in the front that he knit up, and here, because I'm going to show you guys the back without giving the pattern away. Here is what the back of the sock looks like. It is a fun knit. I happen to like it very much. Very easy, very understandable, and easy to follow along. Here is what I am doing. Now, he's using VPNs. I'm using Circs. But here's what it looks like in the front. Here's mine so far. I am actually on the heel flap. I'm not turning the heel yet. I'm just on the heel flap. Here's the front. And here's the back of the sock. I'm afraid you guys can't see the pattern. Sorry. Let's see. I don't have sock blockers, but here, as you guys can see, that's what the pattern looks like. I'm going to turn it. There you go. That's what the pattern looks like. It is gorgeous. And the heel. Here's the heel flap. I am knitting them on my carbons or carbons. They are the US 1.5 or 2.50 millimeters. I love these. I'd love to try a set of DPNs on them. And I'd love to get another set of them. Here is my cake of yarn. And I bought this cake last year. It is by Knitsomnic, KNITSOMNAIC designs.com. It's called Frankenstein Sleepy Sock. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 462 yards or 100 grams. Wash on gentle cycle, hand dyed by Jennifer. Here is where I got it. I don't know if she still sells this colorway. I bought it last year. This was exclusive to the Sock Club. You could buy the yarn. I'm not using, as you guys can see, I'm not using the purple to do the heel. I'm just knitting it. If you're wondering what bag is being kept in, you're going to laugh at what I'm using. A makeup bag. I bought this at Dollar General. I was using it when I travel for my job, and I didn't need it. Like, it was too clunky, and I decided to one day I put my knitting in it, and I'm like, this works really good for knitting and crocheting. So I'm housing them. I kind of like this bag for socks and smaller objects. So if I can find some project bags like this, I want to buy some. I did see like some different colors, like it wasn't like makeup-y, but I wanted to go back and get them, but I haven't seen any more there. So, yeah, I definitely want to find more project bags like the design of this, because I like the size of it. It's perfect for socks. And it really is big on the inside. So yeah, I've been working on those. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I posted pictures. I was working on it when I was watching the Turbo Knitter. And a couple other podcasts, I took pictures of it. So they've been getting a lot of love. I know they won't be done for Halloween, but that's okay. I can wear Halloween socks on Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, I can. I can wear Halloween socks all year long if I want to, right? Of course. So yeah. Another quick thing, you guys, I knitted the swing away tank over this summer, crochet. I have worn it a few times, and it's hot and it's too heavy to wear as a tank top. So I am going to frog this. I'm going to rip it all out. I know some of you are like, what are you thinking? That is gorgeous. You spent all summer working on it. But yeah, I'm just not happy with it. I think I used Red Heart Super Saver, and I think it was too heavy. And I know that it was too warm. I'm going to crochet this again, but in a lighter yarn. Like maybe a cotton yarn or something lighter. But this is going to be recycled. And if you follow me, I was knitting the iced sweater, and I was using Lion Brand hand spun, and it just wasn't coming out for me. I thought maybe it was needles were too big, because I used the size that they called for, but it just wasn't working out. I didn't like the homespun in it for a sweater. I frogged that, and I'm going to use the hand spun Lion Brand homespun to make a nice warm blanket. And it's going to go in my gift bin because I don't need any more blankets. Keep somebody warm. And this will be recycled into a sweater. So yeah, that is that. As far as future works in progress, I'm going to get Girl Friday back on the needles again. Alright, that is all my knitting and all my crocheting. We are almost 15 minutes into this. I do want to do a quick segment for Dan from the Bakery Bears. You started a new segment called What's in Your Oven? Well, I don't exactly have a video for what's in my oven, but I will show you what was in it. Cookies, not just any cookies. I'm not a fan of box cake mix. When I bake, I like baking from scratch because I think homemade tastes better. But somebody told me I had to try cake mix cookies, where you buy box cake mix and you make cookies with it. So I did that. I didn't try them yet, Dan, so I'm taking one for you, buddy. I am going to try live on the podcast. What's in your oven? Well, Dan, Obi-Wan Knitter, what's in my oven is chocolate chip cake mix cookie. And it's out of my oven, so here goes a taste test. I give it 2 thumbs up. They are good. I used the chocolate cake mix, the moist, and I used chocolate chips. And I made them. The recipe is really simple. If you guys would like it, let me know. I think maybe I'll open a bakery thread up, but that's for you, Dan. That's what was in my oven. And I'm going to let you guys go because it's almost 50 minutes with editing. I will see you guys again next week. Bye.